Hello everyone, I am Undead Horde and welcome back to my channel. And we are here on day 66 of the daily quest series we have going on. It's I had a lot to talk about today. Not a ton, but I do at the same time. It really depends on who you talk to and things like that. First and foremost, there's something I want to address, and that is the question of the day, the one that I had talked about in last video. I had discussed. So, let's just retrack here just a little bit. Yesterday's video, I had talked about wanting to start doing like a question of the video. So down below in each video, or in the pinned comment section of each video, there is going to be a question I'm going to propose to people. And then starting at the beginning of the next episode, so this episode here, I would say what the answer to that question is. So yesterday's question was, what is the highest rarity that, or what is the highest ranking that a common has according to Hell Hades? Okay, so Hell Hades does like ratings of each champion, and there can be as low as like 0.5, and I believe as high as, I think 5 is the highest that you can be, right? And I had proposed so I had asked this question, and just to see what people would say and whatever else. And nobody's answered the question yet, but the answer is the highest rating, according to a highest rating that Hell Hades has. Oh, I can't do that at the same time? That is so stupid. Is 1.5. So that is the highest common rarity that you can find is 1.5. So today's question is, I'll ask it in the video, then I'll post it down below, is how many champions of the common rarity have the 1.5 rating on Hell Hades? And I guess bonus question, who are they? Who are the champions? How many and who are they? Nobody gets anything if they answer or anything like that. It's just kind of for fun and putting some knowledge out there and just testing what people know or anything like that. So you don't have to participate if you don't want to, but I think it would be kind of, that was stupid. But it's just something that if people did want to, just get a little interaction going on and stuff like that. Plus, I mean, I was going around and I was studying these things, and when I found out the information for something else I'm working on, I was like, hey, this is actually kind of cool. And I think this is something that would actually be interesting to kind of talk about, and that's what spurred this all on in the first place, is the fact that this was just stuff that I didn't know, but at the same time it was just really cool to learn about it, because it's like, hey, this is stuff that it's like, you know. So there you go, guys. So far the answer that you all know is that the highest rating that a common champion holds is 1.5. Now, what champions hold that rating? How many? And for bonus points, who are they? Other than that, there's something I wanted to bring up. This is personal life stuff that I like to talk about every once in a while. And that being work. I've brought up work a couple of times. And in doing so, you know, people now have been a part of my life in that regard. So I might as well just keep kind of sharing some of these details, because why not? It's fun. Like today, one of the guys at work got fired. I know, great tea. Um, he didn't show up to work yesterday. I think I talked about this in yesterday's video, but the guy didn't show up to work yesterday, right? He had called in. He said, so he had called in, um, and so I had to do the fresh truck by myself. I had locked up the store early, and I had to do the fresh truck alone, and then I shut down the rest of the store and went home, right? So I got off early. And so then he was supposed to work again tonight. And so time comes to where he's supposed to be here, and he's not here. And I give him a few minutes longer, and then I text my boss. And I'm like, hey, he's not here. I haven't heard from him. It's been about 10 minutes since he's supposed to be here. And she goes, okay, I'll see if I can get a hold of him. Well, then I didn't hear from her for like 15 minutes I waited. So he's supposed to be in at 5:15. I let her know at 25 after that I didn't hear from him. And then at 5:40, I hadn't heard anything from anybody. Well, like right around 6 o'clock, she comes walking in the door. And I'm like, oh, I take it since you're here that he's not, that it can't be good with him. Well, come to find out, she had texted him. He didn't respond so she gave him like 5 minutes and then called him. And he had basically said that, oh, he didn't know that he was scheduled. The guy's 34, right? If you can't be responsible enough to look at this schedule yourself, I don't think you should be responsible enough to be a key holder at this job. So, but he did know because they'd also had talked about it the day previous. So it was just an excuse, and I think he's getting vindictive over the fact that he's not allowed to wear a hat to work anymore. And so she had basically said, well, look, then I need your keys tomorrow. Because she's like, are you going in? And he basically had said, he basically in a roundabout way had said no. And so that's why she had to show up. And she had already been in that store since 6 o'clock that morning. So I feel pretty bad for her because, I mean, she has a position, so these are things that could happen, and she knows that. But still, she'd already been in the store since 6 o'clock this morning. Was only supposed to work until 4:45. She ended up leaving, like, around that time, maybe a little. Well, she left a little bit sooner. She's like, hey, I'm going to go home, like, a half an hour sooner, because I have a feeling he's going to call in. And I'm going to have to be back here tonight, so I want a little extra time. I completely understand. So she went home a little bit sooner than that. And then, so she had to come back. And so we ended up shutting down the store early tonight. We ended up shutting down at like 8:30 instead of like 9. But it was just like ridiculous, you know, that a 34-year-old couldn't grow up enough to just not fight everybody and just like not wear his hat and to show up to work on time and things like that. It's all very crazy. And it was just super weird and pretty stressful for everybody involved and things like that. And it just felt like I got put in this like weird kind of tug of war, well, not necessarily tug of war, but like it was weird because it was like I'm supposed to be, you know, like I'm doing my job and I'm here and stuff like that, but it's like I don't get the support that I need on time that I'm supposed to need it. I'm supposed to take breaks and things like that, and there's like rules about breaks and stuff that we had no idea about, and this, that, the other thing now, so it's making things even more difficult, and that's, that, the other thing where it's like, you know, this really wishy-washy back and forth that I'm glad we no longer have to deal with. So we're going to have to figure out what we're going to do with this scheduling the next 2 weeks and shift around shifts because of it, but that's not a big deal either. Other than that, one other thing I wanted to bring up, since this is going to be a pretty short episode, I might as well fill out the ending here with just a little bit of talking. But I have mentioned a couple of times in the last video and stuff like that about Oh, before I talk about that, Mausoleum Mage is now level 60. Just so people know. So last episode I had talked about what did I talk about? I am drawing a blank. Oh, I was talking about the new video series I want to work on, right? I want to work on it's like a big grand kind of series and stuff that I want to do and things like that. And I think it'd be a ton of fun. And so uh and so it's been like difficult, right? I did not realize for the life of me how difficult it was gonna be. Holy crap, this has been how long it's been since I've actually worked on Void stuff. If this is the team that I have in play. So yeah, it had been just just a crazy so I'm sorry, I'm losing my headspace. So I've been working on this thing, right? It's gonna be like a crazy like video series. I don't know how long it's gonna go on for, but it could go on for like quite a long time, and it's gonna be very difficult. I didn't realize when I started working on this how difficult it was gonna be to make this game hard, because there's so many minute aspects of the game that have to be considered that I didn't even take certain things like into consideration. That now that I've been working on it and trying to solidify more and more details, that these things are coming up and it's like, oh crap, I actually have to like think about stuff. And there's just so much more involved than what I ever thought about, which is cool, but it's also kind of then like, what the heck, you know? It's like I never in a million years would have thought that I would need to think about so many things that like when I had the idea, it was going to be like, oh, it would take me like 15-20 minutes. I'll solidify some. Well, I thought it was going to take me like a half an hour to an hour to solidify some of the details and things like that and be on my way. But no, now I'm like, I've had to do stat testing. Okay. I've had to test what stats certain champions needed to be at just to beat a stage of the game, just to see if it was even possible. Like, that's how deep this is going, which is crazy. Absolutely bonkers. I never thought it would be, I would have to go down this level of a rabbit hole just to figure out even if this is possible for me to do. So far it is possible. I'm gonna have to tweak some things after things have started, because there will be growing difficulties that in just questions that are going to arise as I get later and later into the game. But as long as I have like a nice base set of rules where it's just like minor tweaks here and there just to accompany those base set of rules, things should be fine. So I'm really excited for everything. I hope everybody else is too, because this is going to be like a really fun time, and I think it's going to be a really, really cool video series as long as I can actually get people to watch it and interact and stuff like that. Some of it is very like predicated on that people actually interact with it. But I've gained a couple of new subscribers. Yesterday, actually, I gained 2 subscribers, and I'm actually up to 83, which is really cool. And so I'm just hoping that through subscriber growth recently, and in the next, hopefully in the next coming days, that these new people coming in will be enough to kind of help interact and do some stuff with this series and things like that I'm working on. And I know that some people inside of the Discord have been pretty I've talked with them about it and stuff like that. So it's not like it's just solely I'm like the only one. It has been talked about and discussed before. So there's other people a part of the Discord and stuff like that who are also pretty excited, hopefully, for this. So, and they'll be there as well. So here's hoping. Also, speaking of the Discord, if you haven't joined, please do so. The video is 15 minutes long. I spent like the last 6 minutes just rambling. So I'm gonna end out the video. I'm just kind of working on this void keep stuff for what's it called, for the Arbiter missions. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please hit the like button, comment down below, and subscribe to my channel. And I will catch you guys in tomorrow's video. Peace.